We left off of he differentiated based on the pasuk in Mishlei. A person who's humble has fear of Hashem. A person who's wise, wisdom, the person who has a great intellectual capacity has the potential to come to Yerushalayim. Meaning, the objective or the value of wisdom is to come to Yerushalayim. Another is Yerushalayim. So he differentiates why. Because he says, why does a person not fear Hashem? Because you're distracted with yourself. But if a person's humble, you naturally see Hashem. You naturally see God. When you're wise, you can't teach, as they say, you can't teach an old dog new tricks because he's a dog. He's an old dog. You don't teach him new tricks. So therefore, if you're wise, you're not humble. So you have the ability to come upon Yiras Hashem because through your analysis, through your observation. But at this point, it doesn't mean necessarily you're there yet. But in terms of your capability, you have the capability to come to that. You have that potential. A wise man has the potential to be a Yerushalayim. A person who's humble is a Yerushalayim. Because if he humbles himself before mortals, definitely he'll humble himself before God. So we're...
What comes first, being humble or fearing Hashem?
You have to be humble to fear Hashem. Otherwise, you don't even notice him. Okay. So over here he says, we're in the second column here. Kikasher, it's about 10 lines down, maybe a little more. Kikasher, hu ono bevadu yorei shamayim lifnei. A person who's humbled, he definitely, you should know, he's already at the point of Yiras Shamayim. Why? Ubechlal anovu Yiras Hashem. Moshe okev hu bechlal ikar aguf. As the heel is part of the body, so anova, humility, and Yiras Shamayim is what they coexist. They're simultaneous. Ava chochma afi meviel Yiras Hashem. Although wisdom, intellect, has the ability, potential to bring you to Yiras Shamayim, ein ze dover bevadai. Rak yachona b'levad. It only puts you in a position that you have the ability, the potential to come there. Yiras Hashem rosh l'chochma. Yiras Hashem is called rosh l'chochma. That's the achievement. What is the achievement of chochma? Yiras Hashem. It's achievement. Ve'na rosh tofel l'guf. Yeah, that's very interesting. He says the head is not secondary to the body, even though in terms of mass, the head is smaller than the rest of the body, but the head is the primary part of the body. Avol min haguf ole l'rosh. He says the body, you fall from the feet up. The top of the body is the head. That indicates what's most important. Ulakach min hachochem boli de yiro. Mashom per kamo davodozoro. It's ice. He says, Anova mevil de Yerushalayim. So he's asking a question on himself. We're saying now, if a person's humble, he already is holding at a point of what? He's definitely Yerushalayim already. So he asks a question, Merson Avodazoro, that Anova brings to Yerushalayim. This is the Bryce of Pinchas Ben Yoyer. It says, Anova is mevil Yerushalayim. So what does it mean? Ratzlam gam kein kmo shamarnu imu onov kvar hu Yerushalayim. She efshes zeh zula zeh kmo shamarnu. What it means, maybe it doesn't mean that if you're humble, you're definitely there already. Omnam yesh l'cholovin masha omar akosov ekev hanovo Yiras Hashem. Masha osa chochma ator l'rosha. He quoted Chazal before. What wisdom is the crown for one's head. Osa anova ekev l'siluso. The humility is the heel on the soul. What does that mean? Min advam she'amarnu. What's the difference in humility and fear of Hashem? Hear this. He says, a person acts humbly, you're reflecting Hashem's characteristic. Hashem acts humbly. Why? A person should always learn from the way God interacts with existence. Of all the mountains to give the Jews, when he brought his existence into this world, which mountain did he choose? He chose the smallest mountain. What? So what does Hashem value? Humility. Kimidas Hashem Yisborch Sheito Hi Anovo, because Hashem only wants to be associated with the humble. Zumidi Atzmis Elov Yoser Mikol Kmoshis Bayer. That has to do with Hashem's, even though it's not Hashem's essence, but the way he interacts with his existence, the way he displays himself. Ulefichach Balanovo Umislabish Midas Boro. Person who acts humbly, he's what? He's cloaked and he's conducting himself with the meat of Hashem. Ubevari Dovze Yosef Godel Shemidas Hayiro Shiyori Hashem. I just want to explain that, maybe, to explain it a little bit. Firstly, I mean, that Hashem is concealed. He's always concealed. Even when he was obvious, he was concealed. It's concealed. What's the whole idea of being concealed? It's also, it's an indication of humility. Even though you could say the reason why he doesn't make himself obvious, because otherwise you wouldn't have free choice. You wouldn't have free choice. Because if he couldn't deny his existence, how do you make a choice? Right? So therefore, it's not because he's humble, but rather because he wants to give you a chance. Because the whole value is to make a choice. You have the ability to acknowledge him or deny him, because he's not obvious. The Gemara in the Torah asks a question: why did Hashem give the Torah in the desert? You'd think the Torah, which is the ultimate, which is, there's nothing more precious and doesn't have anything greater than Torah, Hashem should have chosen a location which is lush and has life, thriving, and beauty. I mean, there's nothing more desolate and empty and ominous than a desert. So why did Hashem choose a desert? The Gemara doesn't say because it's humility. That's not humility. See, if you speak about large versus small, that's humility. But something which has a certain desolate identity, desolation, that's not humility, right? Humility is you don't. You're almost like slightly. You're inconspicuous. The desert's not inconspicuous. It's massive, but it represents desolation. So the Gemara says that because the Torah is given desert, because a person should, when it comes to the study of Torah, should make yourself hefker kemidbar. Just as the desert is something which is hefker, nobody owns, nobody wants, has any interest in owning the desert. A person, you should give of yourself to another. That this is, you don't stand on ceremony when it comes to learning. I'm willing to talk to anyone. I'm willing to listen from anyone. Don't stand on your, on ceremony over here. That's the aspect of the desolation of the desert. It's more in the Dorim. To be continued. Okay. Maharal is special. The Maharal is very,
very special.
Gives you a whole way to look at things.
Yeah. Very logical.
What? A person who has a low self-esteem, he's not humble. He doesn't recognize who he is or what he. A person's humble recognizes who he is. But there's no therefore. Moshe understood who he was, but therefore what? I am who I'm supposed to be. Put it this way, I'll give you an example. If, let's say, you're the greatest Talmud Chacham and the service you offer to the students will greater than the others, and the reason why you want the position is not that you should have the position, because you could service the people to a greater degree, and the end result will be greater, then the person is going to try to what? To get the position. Not that he should have the position, because he's doing it for others. Because that's really the characteristic of humility. It's not who I am, it's what my purpose is. Right? That's what it is. If my purpose is to disseminate Torah, and I could impact to a greater degree than whoever may be, therefore I want to do what I'm supposed to be doing. It's not that I should have the position.
But none of you.
It's like I always bring out with Yaakov. Yaakov, when he took the Bechorah from Esav, It's not because he wanted it. Esav was Tachor because he says it would be a disgrace to God. A man like Esav, he should be the Kohen. It's a disgrace. But you need a Kohen. So if I'm able to take from him that it should to avoid that disgrace, of course I want to be there. But it's not for me, it's for Hashem.
But one may argue saying, who is he to make that decision that he's greater than Esau?
Give me a break. Esav's a murderer, an adulterer, an idolater, a blasphemer, everything. Well, it's open shut. There's nothing to talk about. What makes the Orthodox rabbi greater than Reform rabbi? You know? Okay?